I don't know, but...
No, you know what you need, Chantal? You need to get your butt out of the Middle East. You need to go back to Canada, and you need to start living a life that isn't just a big scam. I mean, this is silly. You're going to be 40 years old. You're out here, I mean, following some 29-year-old thinking that he's going to love you and marry you and make a life with you and whatever. Girl, come on. He laughs at you. He makes fun of you. I mean, why do you think you're over there with him? Because you guys are living it up? I mean, yeah, you really look like you're living it up. You really look like you're happy. What you need to do is you need to go back to Canada. You need to start putting in hard work. And you need to, if a relationship is really what you want, if that's your end game in life, I know it is for some people. If that's really what you want, someone to love you, someone to call you baby, someone to give you affirmations, whatever. I mean, slow steps. I mean, whatever. Get on the dating apps, work on yourself, get back to a point where you can walk for more than a minute without getting dizzy. I mean, that would, if I were that in that place, that would be my #1 priority. Not who's going to call me baby when I put my head down at night. I mean, girl, come on. I mean, you're not going to be able to heal in this environment, let alone thrive. You're talking about energy. You're sitting here telling us how you're about to fall asleep.
So you're getting help. And you want to dunk on Chantel? And that's why I think Shannon and FFG's chemistry is so beautiful, because they're so similar. FFG has to be the hero. That's why she has to always dunk on Chantel with something. Like when she did the thing with BBJ, I stand on this. She did her big one. She did her big one with that one, especially with the way Chantel was running her mouth, talking about FFG's dogs and all. When I saw her pull that off, I said, leave it to Chantel to have me applaud FFG. I was pissed. I was like, oh, this was so good. She trolled the fuck out of you. Oh my God. So, just so we're clear, and you heard it here first. What happened with BBJ? Rescuing BBJ? The BBJ rescue to FFG will be with the 89 LBs are to Amber. You will always hear about it for years to come. Always. That's never going to die. She did her big one. She had to make it public. And for those saying, oh, it was for the money, I think you guys forget, I've said this before, multiple things can be right at once. She did her big one and definitely helped BBJ, because at this point, I think almost anybody's better than Chantel. But yes, of course it was for the money. If it wasn't for the money, she wouldn't have made it public. Of course it was for the money. Are you kidding? The bitch held a whole... She shopped for BBJ's collar on stream. She shopped for a cat to get a Gucci collar for a cat. Of course it was for money. But I'm not going to take away the fact that, like, at least she got BBJ. But yes, it was for money. Yes, it was for content. Are you crazy? That is her 89 LBs, bitch. She is never letting that go. That will always be content in some way.
Isms. So, French Fried Girls should be worried because Chantal was threatening to sue again. Shadowed that she might have returned to Canada to handle some other business, and she would handle that while she was there. I would be terrified if I was French Fried Girl. So terrified. This is the woman who couldn't even make a vet appointment, and she's going to coordinate a multi-person lawsuit because she felt duped about her cat being given to somebody else. By her to somebody else. But she couldn't tell you who because the selfish bitch wouldn't even walk down the stairs to go say bye. She handed it to Pete's. Again, many reasons we can't follow through with our commitments. So, and Chantal doesn't have much tolerance for distress or discomfort. If something isn't exactly the way she wants to eat it, she's not going to eat it. If it's not the right temperature, she's not going to eat it. So you would think someone as large as her would be much more picky. But, or would be much less picky. But actually, some of the more morbidly obese people I know are rather picky about their food. And, like other folks who deal with addiction, can get pretty nasty if they don't get what they want. How many people think that they've probably fought about food a couple times already? I'm sure he was fine with her coming over, but she farted out a bunch of promises initially that she was gonna, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym and lose weight, and it'll be great, and I'll be going to the beach, and we'll be travel beezing. If you're too fat for a plane, you gotta do something. because now you can't even get out of there in a hurry if you need to. There's no shame in buying 2 plane seats if you need them, but if you don't like that you need them, or that you're cutting it close to needing them, whose job is it to change the shape of Chantal's body? Yours? Mine? A pill? Some Ozempic? No, it comes down to Chantal and what she chooses to do. At this point, she's had more resources and opportunities and access to treatment over the years that most people don't give a shit how she feels, or that she probably can't handle all of her ADLs maybe on her own, because she was always such a nasty, self-centered person that her discomfort brings people pleasure. We've heard of Schadenfreude. You know, it's the same sort of thing.
So we saw some boats pass by while we were hanging out by the riverside, and decided after we were done hanging out by the river to see if we could find a dock and take a boat ride ourselves. On our way,
it was his hard-earned money to try to buy her food that would support her health. And then either she ordered it without him, or he came to reason of, look, I don't love you so much that $250 isn't worth risking your health to me. So if you really love me, Chantal, really, really love me, you'll go on there, eat yourself half to death, and give me the cash. So, I don't know. And she wants privacy. Okay. And where's your husband? Where's your husband? Where's your husband? Where's your husband? He's out with the boys. Thailand, from what I understand, has a very, very active sex scene. So, I'm sure he'll text you. But at any rate, this week we're going to... But she's sitting there, not a lot of people around, but it was the old eyes darting. Remember the outhouse? Or going for Burger King and then sitting in the parking lot, full face of makeup, looking all over the place to see who's looking and who's watching. She's out proud and doesn't care, but hawks like she's ashamed of what she's engaging in. So when she's sitting there with Salah eating, and there's people, you know, not a lot of people, because they go everywhere when it's closed. She's afraid of people, and they want to be able to film, and they're weird. They're weird. She likes getting attention, but standing out doesn't really, like, I think she probably feels like people are staring, because they are staring. It's a spectacle. She's 4 times the size of a normal woman. So I think people are going to stare. That shouldn't be unexpected. Is it rude? Is it cruel? I don't know. Bottom line, it shouldn't be unexpected. And to act shocked would be kind of stupid as well. You've read about it a little bit and saw it on TikTok. Please look better after yourself. Take better care of yourself. If not you, for your husband that you told us you loved so much. How much do you love him if you're willing to eat yourself to death because it's too difficult to try to get better beyond 36 hours? If you're not a 12-stepper, but the bondage of self. She's so obsessed with meeting her own wants and needs that she, to her inadvertently, steps on people and hurts people in that way. There's another side of Chantal that is a complete sociopath and pretty much doesn't care about feelings, doesn't know how to act. That's why we had the wedding cake and candles, and she erupted like she was going to shit her pants, because she doesn't know what happiness feels like, so she doesn't demonstrate what it looks like. She doesn't know love. She doesn't know any of those feelings. And so with all this spinning in her head, her marriage on the line, her citizenship being up, she goes on a diet.
One, I'm pretty, okay? That has a lot, and I don't mean that to be conceited. I'm being very matter of fact. Being pretty gets you a lot of privilege. I'm just saying, you can get away with a lot if you're pretty. Number one, I'm pretty.
Okay, guys, so this is the trailer for Femme. It's been released in Europe, but it's out. It's a thriller, and I've seen it. It's a fantastic film. It is out in Spain, and it is out in the US on March the 22nd. So here is the trailer.
is high heels. Well, you can turn around if you're a fucking man. You're letting them win.
How you want to deal with that?
I think you're a nice looking lad. On your front. I'm a nice guy. If you disrespect me, fuck you up. I get that. Yeah, I'm the same. Oh, you know. You're a fucking big man. I best remember not to fuck with you then.
Hi guys, and welcome to Tailored Talk. So, first of all, before I forget, I'm going to respond to Foodie responding to her hate comments about Salah. But I've also got to talk about something that doesn't get spoken enough about, something that doesn't get talked about a lot when it comes to Salah, and that is the fact that before this even happened, and Kybilla was like an active member of Foodie's chat, Kybilla told everybody in the chat that she was a grape victim, right? That this Egyptian guy had attacked her. Now, we don't know if that's true or not, but she told everybody that in the chat, and Salah was in the chat and was like, Kybilla, I feel for you. I feel so bad for you. I'm sorry that happened to you. And then, however many weeks or months later, he then goes on decides to have this verbal affair with this woman, and decides to put grape fantasies on her. And I just think it's really vile that it is quite predatory for Salah, realizing that this woman has told you that she is a grape victim, and then you then prey on her. She did come to you, but then you then prey on her so that you can fly her back to Kuwait, so that you can, inflict grape fantasies on a grape victim. And I just think it's vile. Like, this woman has told you that she's already gone through a lot of trauma. So the first thing you do is invite her to Kuwait so that you can victimize her and traumatize her again through grape fantasies. It's just vile. Okay, guys. So this is Foodie Beauty's responding to hate comments about Salah. This is she did this a few days ago, so I know I'm late.
Hello, Foodie Beauties. Hey there, Beezers. Want a personal...
Skip the cameo. Skip it.
This at the time that this incident happened, but I want to talk now about kind of the fallout effects of what happened between my husband and I. I don't really want to talk about what happened.
Then don't.
But I want to talk about the reactions to what happened. I know the internet is forever, and these kind of reactions will probably never totally go away.
She puts Yabba up, but have you seen Yabba recently? I'll put up a screenshot. Yabba looks really good. She looks really good. She looks fantastic. I'll put a screenshot up. She looks really good, guys. I mean, you guys probably already know. You're probably mostly part of the YouTube underground anyway. But Yabba's looking good. She's looking great, actually. Anyway, so I don't know why she decided to put this up.
Will never totally go away. These reactions will never totally go away. And I don't expect that.
And the thing is, Yabba is prettier than Foodie, so I don't know what point Foodie's trying to prove. Yabba and Sam are both prettier, so I don't get it.
but I'm here to say that I don't care. I've deleted a lot of comments and blocked a lot of people, which I will continue to do, who just continue to visit my page. And if I have content with my husband, which of course I'm going to do, he's a big part of my life. You know, these comments.
Well, not really, Foodie. When is the last time he spent time with you at the apartment? When's the last time? Like, just to hang out with you?
Will say things like, stop forcing your husband on us. We don't want to see him. Okay, number one, I don't care if you don't want to see him. And who's we? I want to see him. And there's still a lot of people who want to see him. And I'm not here to excuse what happened. A lot of people seem to think just because I didn't put on camera our discussion about everything and our makeup.
I don't think you need to, but I still can't believe that you went back. I still can't. But I mean, it does make me wonder, has she seen the texts? Has she seen them? Because anybody in their right mind, after seeing those texts, hearing those texts, would not have gone back. And it's just like, did she see any of them? Because the last time her chat tried to talk to her about pee and poo, and she didn't know what they were talking about because she hadn't seen the texts.
That I just totally just accepted everything with ease, and that's totally not what happened.
That's exactly what happened, but you need to act like you put up a fight, and that's okay. Good for you. If you like it, I love it.
At all, okay? So yeah, I totally blamed him more because the other person involved is just.
But you never called him a whore, though. You never called him a slut or a slag. You called him hairy, but you never insulted him the way that you insulted Carbella. And that's always the way, isn't it?
A fake, two-faced clout chaser and irrelevant to my life. But yes, I totally...
I mean, there's no denying that she is.
Blamed him more. And the thing is, though, is... like I said many times, I evaluated our relationship. You even seen in those text messages between them that he's never done this before, and I want.
So he says.
To give him another chance because marriage takes a lot of work, and I'm kind of under.
But it's like work that neither of you want to put in.
Understanding of the situation. Because I physically cheated, not just text messages. There was physical affairs, several, on somebody I was deeply in love with and somebody.
Yeah, I mean, BB and Pete's.
I loved a lot and cared about, and it was just.
You've cheated on every guy that you've ever dated, but you know you're a serial cheater. That's just who you are. I mean, you'd cheat on Salah if you could, but as we're going to go talk about later, you have no options.
I was younger. This was...
Yeah, but it's got nothing to do with youth because, you know, you were cheating in your mid-30s. So
it was many years ago. It's happened several times, and since then, I've never done it again. I've never done it again. I've had the opportunities to, and I've...
Yeah, no opportunities. Stop lying. No opportunities. There have been none in Kuwait. There were none in Thailand. There were none in Canada. You've had no opportunities. Stop lying.
Never done it again. And
like, I can't believe she's actually acting like she's had opportunities worldwide. And that I said on Twitter, like, the only reason that she hasn't cheated is because she's had no male attention. No man, she's not interested in women. No man will give her the time of day. And that is why, and that's why she hasn't cheated. If Allah had given her the time of day, she would have cheated. No man in their right mind has flirted with her or given her any type of attention. That's why she hasn't cheated. To actually act like like I said on Twitter, no male attention. It's not like she woke up one day and had morals. That's what I put on Twitter.
I would never, ever, ever cheat again.
Yeah, because there were no men to cheat with. That's why.
Again, ever.
Yeah, you have no options. That's why.
So I've grown up in regards to that. There's, things that about the situation that have made us stronger communication wise. In several.
But you were still, even before he cheated, you were still, you had trackers and tabs on his phone. So you were still tracking him on all his devices, and you were bragging about how you could track him on all his devices, and he was still cheating. So what does it matter? You could have access to all of his passwords and what is that thing? And put tracking devices on all of his devices. He still cheated on vanish mode. So you having all his passwords now doesn't matter. He's proved to you that you can still have access to all of his devices, and and a cheater will always find a way to cheat.
Areas, and we've moved on. We've moved on. So for people to come to my channel and say, don't force your husband on us after what happened, he's human. Like, he messed up. It's not up to you. He doesn't owe you anything.
It's funny. I'm just, I'm puzzled that you don't have that view about Dee Dee. Like, Dee Dee's human. She didn't really do anything wrong. She went after somebody that she liked. She got him, but you're determined to crucify Dee Dee for like the rest of her life. So I don't feel sorry for you or Salah.
Random Debbie on the internet.
Not to mention that you still talk shit about Charlie. Anyways.
Comments in my comment section. Like, he doesn't owe you an apology.
And really, Dee Dee doesn't owe you anything either. But you still talk shit about her.
He doesn't expect forgiveness from people he didn't hurt. And I'm the only one who needs to forgive. And I've done that. So if I've done that, the content, I'm sure, is shocking, but it was consensual. So people need to stop defaming and saying he's, a predator or this and that.
Well, people call him predator and predatory because of the nature of the fantasies. It's like if Salah had asked Kybella to dress up in a school uniform and pretend that she was younger. Like, he'd be called a predator, even though Kybella's like, what, in her 20s? Like, he would still be called a predator because the nature of that fantasy is perverse. He has really perverse fantasies about raping women, so he's always going to be seen as predatory. The Girl World reactors are always going to view him as a danger to women because of the nature of those texts. I can't believe that you're not more freaked out by them.
There's so many different interests that people have.
Yeah, but he couldn't have picked one that didn't involve rape. That didn't involve tying and binding women and violence. There are so many fantasies out there. Why does he have to pick like the most depraved, violent ones? Can you ask Salah that?
10 times worse than that.
Like what? But there's not much worse than that, is there? Apart from murder, there's not much worse than what he had in mind.
Safe words exist for a reason, right? So it's not predatory behavior.
Well, it is predatory. Just because it doesn't involve kids, it doesn't make it less predatory. You can be a predator and go after adults. And Foodie, you would know this. I mean, you were it's the same way that you were predatory towards Nader. You tried to keep him with money and everything else. You got really verbally abusive when he left you for Dee. You harassed Dee. I mean, you are really predatory towards adults. It doesn't always have to have a sexual edge to it. Foodie, you know, didn't you dox Dee and try to dox her mother? Like, when you hate people, the stuff that you do is extremely predatory. When Salah wants to do kink, he's extremely predatory. You're both predatory, but in different ways. It doesn't have to involve kids or anything to be predatory. To not be predatory, rather.
And that's why I chose to forgive him, because we have a solid marriage.
Okay, based on what? Oh, wait.
I'm understanding based on my actions of the past that I was able to use to fully evaluate the situation. And it was a side of him he felt he had to hide from me. He didn't want to expose to me as his wife. And I understand that. So for people to keep it going as some kind of shaming element, it's not going to work, because like I said, we worked it out. We moved on. We're the two people involved in the situation, not anyone else. Things like this commonly happen in relationships just because we're public figures.
Did they? Do some people have the great fantasies and try to fly them over to a different country to enact them out? I don't know.
Yours doesn't mean we're not human. And I'm totally...
Nobody said that he wasn't human, but like... You want people to treat Salah like a human being, but you treat Dee like trash. You treat women like trash. Like, I mean, did you really think this wouldn't come back to you, the way that you treat people? I mean, you want people to give Salah respect. You have no respect for Yabba. You have no respect for Sam. You have no respect for FFG. You said that she was murdering her dogs. You'll talk shit about her dead parents. Like, you'll talk shit about Charlie. You'll go racist. You'll talk about Sam's kids. Like, you want respect, but you don't know how to give it at all.
Totally over it. I love this man. I love this man as a person. I love what he's done for me. I love what he continues to do for me.
Like what? What does he continue to do? I mean, you continue to pay his rent and buy his clothes. What does Salah continue to do for you? Aside from get you Burger King and chicken burgers. Like, what does he continue to do for you? Apart from KFC, Burger King and Taco Bell. What else does he do for you? He's your chauffeur and he's your Uber Eats guy. I mean, you could have that anywhere. You could have that you had that back in Canada, where you could drive and you had Pete's. What's the difference?
And he's a very, very wonderful, protective, providing.
If he's so protective, why did he almost let you drown in that pool? Insert clip.
But be careful, it's slippery, huh?
Okay, babe, I'm gonna do another big jump.
Okay, let's see.
Count to 3.
I'm so excited. 3, 2, 1, go! Whoa! Are you okay, babe?
My shirt went over my head and almost drowned me. This one.
Loving man, okay? And we are determined to make this marriage work because we love each other. And we're together out of love. You know,
if you like it, I love it.
By all odds of us, our age difference, our cultural differences, my health issues,
sorry.
Everything else. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say. If you plan on coming to our accounts and just leaving stupid hate about the situation, you'll just be blocked over and over and over again. We don't care if they don't hurt our feelings. If they did, you know, we wouldn't be on camera. We wouldn't.
Well, it does hurt your feelings, but you need to be on camera to make money, so.
Continue to move on. People make mistakes. We have a right to move on from.
I am not lazy, but I often have trouble starting tasks. The activation energy required is sometimes just too much for my brain.
Not just like everyone else in life who does worse things or does things that they regret and they learn from it and they move on. I'm not weak. I'm not desperate.
Well, yeah, we all know that you're desperate, but I mean, we've known that for a very long time. I mean, I've really taken the time to evaluate the situation, and not really, because within like 2 days you were already organizing. He was already paying for your tickets to go back to Kuwait. So, in my own way, like, I just did basically a lot of thinking overnight, and then the next day, I came out with that because with my final decision. In retrospect, honestly, I wish I could have kept it at, just not even talked about it. I'm sure that would have driven people crazy, because people, the sick thing is that this was brought public to try to have some kind of clout and like 15 minutes of fame, and not really. Not really. I mean, if Kybella really wanted fame, she'd be all over social media. She'd be all over social media making videos and releasing stuff. I don't think Kybella wanted clout. She just wanted to ruin your relationship. If she wanted clout, we'd be seeing a lot more of her everywhere. She'd be on all types of social media. It would kind of be like an Allah thing. I'll tell you this and you give me watch hours, you give me subscribers, and I'll tell you the truth, follow me. She'd be more like Allah in that respect. But if she really wanted clout, she just wants to hurt you. That's what that is. No care or regard for anyone's feelings in the matter, so it's just really sad that people are like that. And but it was public, so I had to say something about it. So and yes, I was very upset, and like I said, we have worked through that. I mean, it is natural to be that upset. It just isn't that natural to film it, though. I worked through it off camera. I know you guys. I mean, how are you going to be this upset over a guy that you don't actually like that? Over like a fake relationship? That's what I don't understand. How are you going to be crying and being like, you're trying to fuck my husband over a fake relationship with a guy that you barely know, a guy that you've had to pay for? Anyways, you guys are not used to me dealing with things off camera, but Salah's really helped me with that in my life. Appreciate privacy, especially in a relationship, because it's damning to a relationship to make it everyone's business. But that's all you've done since you got to Kuwait. But okay, it's not. So the Debbie Downers, the virtue signalers, the people who come to my channel and say, stop forcing your husband on us. Guess what? You don't have to watch my channel. You have millions of other things you can watch, literally. So if you come to my channel and you see my handsome husband, who's still... But guys, he's barely on there. He's only on there for like a few seconds a time. And then there's date night, but you don't really see Salah in there anyway. I mean, that's really just for the feeders anyway. So you don't even see him that much. I think he's trying to set up his gaming channel again. And the comments, he's having to delete a lot of comments. And that's what this is about, I think. Still a wonderful person. Because if you look at his comment section in the gaming, there's only like one and like foodies. So he's deleted a lot. Despite his mistake, if you can't see that, you don't deserve to watch him anyway. And you can just go and watch something else. Whatever, like, it is what it is. He's my husband. I love him, and he's always welcome in any way on my channel, in videos, whatever. That long pause is because he barely comes on. That's why. Who's really complaining? Salah is barely there. You know, this is not a channel that he's invested in. This isn't a relationship that he's invested in. Like, a couple of date nights a month, and when she has to beg him to come on to show his face, to show that he exists, you know, that's maybe maybe once a week, and that's only for a few seconds because he's gone again. So I wouldn't worry about it, guys. He's barely on this channel. He's not committed to this channel. He's not committed to her. This is just a phase for him.
You know, people sending hate as if he did something personally to you, and to take it far.
Well, they're great fantasies and violence towards women, so people are going to take it personally. They are. They're literally like filthy, dirty, shitty, pissy, violent fantasies against women, and to degrade women, and licking bathroom floors and spitting on people and choking people. Like, yeah, people are going to take offense to that. That's just how it is.
And to defame his character by saying he's a predator and stuff like.
He already defamed his character when he messaged Kybella back. Like, that's not like viewers doing. That's his doing.
That is just ridiculous. He's never.
Have you ever cheated?
I've cheated before, yeah.
But you didn't answer this. You kept dying.
Ever harmed a single person.
Well, how do you know that? Oh, wait.
So, yeah, he doesn't have a criminal record.
So there are loads of predators that don't have criminal records. There were loads of dudes that have violently attacked women and have no criminal records. What's your point? It's like, there are people who are domestic abusers and have no criminal record. There are people who are PDF files and have no criminal record. There are men that, you know, have invited women back on a dating app and have violently beaten women and raped women and sent them and driven them home and do not have a criminal record. What's your point? There's loads of violent people out there, male and female, but we're talking about men. Well, there's loads of violent men out there who are predatory, that have no record and are completely clean and are under the radar. Like,
which is more than I can say for a lot of reaction channels. So
was that another dig towards Charlie? Let's put Charlie's gorgeous face up, shall we? Get a better view.
Which is more than I can say for a lot of reaction channels. So
was that another dig towards Charlie? You know, Charlie had one traffic violation. She did not go to jail. She did not go to prison. And she's not pervy like your dude is. She has a normal, healthy relationship, Foodie. You may want to try that sometime.
Before you judge a situation that's not even yours, doesn't affect you, didn't happen to you. I mean, this happened to me, and I've moved on. So what right do you have to keep...
Yeah, but you moved on because you're desperate and you don't have anything anymore. You don't have a home, you don't have Pete's, and you need to pay your taxes. You are clinging on to Salah because you're desperate. So you need Salah.
Beating a dead horse over and over like a 2-year-old. A lot of people in this community have to grow...
You mean the same way Salah wanted to beat Kybella?
Grow up. Okay? Like, seriously. I've done so much worse. Like I said, I've had full-blown affairs on people I was in love with.
Well, yeah. Let me just... I don't believe that you can cheat on people the way that she has and be in love. I don't. I don't. She's just such a hateful, spiteful, selfish person that she doesn't really love anybody. She really just loves herself because her wants and her needs come first. I don't think that she was ever in love with Pete. I don't think she was ever in love with BB. This is my personal opinion. I don't believe that you can be in love and cheat on them so many times the way that you did. That's just my opinion. Some people do believe you can be in love and you can cheat. It's a very interesting conversation, actually.
These affairs meant nothing, you know, and
Sure, that's why BB dumped you over it. Pete's didn't dump you because he has absolutely no backbone.
And there's so many reasons I did them, but I regret it, and I've grown up and I've learned, and I
sure
understand these mistakes that people make because I've made them too. And I know most of the time it doesn't have anything to do with loving a person or not.
Well, yes, it does, Foodie, it does.
So it's sometimes personal demons we fight. And if you want to make a marriage work and be with someone forever, you're going to have to understand that they're going to make mistakes.
That they're going to want to piss, poo, and grape people. Yeah, totally.
Mistakes, and you know, at least another chance is warranted, in my opinion. And
no, it isn't. It isn't. Second chances aren't warranted, and they're not guaranteed. They're not set in stone. They're not warranted at all. You didn't have to give Salah a second chance. You could have told him to fuck off, cut him off, cut his finances off, and moved on. They're not warranted. You don't owe him anything. I mean, you've given him a lot of money, but you don't owe Salah anything. You don't owe a partner anything. He cheated on you with your own visa. Like, you don't actually owe him anything. Foodie. You don't. Second chances are not guaranteed.
That was the decision I made, and if you can't respect that, you don't have to respect it, you don't have to agree with it, but just know that if you come to my channel and you're just going to spread negativity and hate when we've moved on, I'm just going to block you. So it's whatever. I don't care.
Fair enough.
We 100% do not care what any strangers on the internet think of us or a relationship.
That's not true.
Or about what happened.
If Salah does not care, why are you making this video? And if Salah does not care, why is your couple's channel dead? I mean, if he really doesn't care, the only thing that he's been in is that pool video. He was barely on date night. He's been on 2 videos. This happened in like December. In like 6 months, he's been in like 2 of your vids. Like, if this really didn't affect him, come on.
Happened at all, 130%. So yeah. So that's all I want.
Very, very smug for a woman that went straight back to a perv. Like, you went straight back to a really gross deviant. You're really smug.
I wanted to talk about. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Again.
Yeah, right.
Salah, after it happened, didn't come on and say anything about it because he doesn't owe you anything. He didn't do anything to you guys personally, any of you. He talked.
No, but Foodie, you must realise that there are a lot of. It's predominantly women in girl world. You must realise that a lot of women in girl world, people who are your viewers, some of them have been affected by domestic violence and rape. You must realise that when those texts were released, that a lot of women were going to have a lot to say. You knew that this was coming. You knew it was coming.
Talk to me about it, and I'm the right person to talk about.
To pretend like this stuff doesn't happen in real life is just stupid, and it is just really ignorant of you.
Because it's involving us. So, yeah. And that's all I'm going to say about the matter. You can continue to make drama out of it. People still make drama out of my Cuba rage.
Yeah, but that was crazy.
Which is just ridiculous at this point. It's been
well, Foodie, you recorded it. The internet is forever. What did you expect?
In like over 2 years now, I think.
So what's your point? What's your point?
Anyway, even
Dee Nada left you for Dee like over 2 years ago, and you still bitch about her. So like,
2 months is still like a long time to, yeah. But anyway.
Not really.
Whatever. It's because I'm boring now and I don't have that kind of drama in my life, and I'm thankful for it. I'm very happy and thankful that I don't.
Why don't I believe you?
Have that. It doesn't mean that getting married and moving here and reverting changed everything in my life just like magic. It's not like that. There's no switch, you know. But I'm going to continue to work on my happiness and my health and everything else. And like I said,
she always says her health, but it's just mukbang after mukbang.
Do that mostly behind the scenes, deal with my private life, and I think mentally it's better for me, as I've said before.
You always say that until you drag your personal life out into your videos. So don't start with that crap.
And same thing with blocking all the crap you hate. It's just not needed. It's just really not.
What about the hate that you give to reactors, though?
So I don't know how you people are not tired of the same stuff over.
But I don't know how you're not tired of the same mukbang after mukbang. You know, you're like on a journey to die early, and it's like, where's the weight loss journey? Where's something new?
And over. But anyway, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. And yeah, for the rest, and those of you who continue to support us, watch us, I really appreciate it. And this video is not directed towards you. So anyways, guys, take care.
Okay, that's the end of it. I mean, she's trying to restore or rebrand his image, and it's never gonna work. He's always gonna be known as a creep. Like, he can't reinvent himself on his channel or on your channel. Like, he's always gonna be a potentially dangerous person. That doesn't change how many times you know, no matter how many times you get on camera. That Salah will always be a creep. He'll always be unhinged, and he's always going to be looking for his next. He's a gold digger, so he's always going to be looking for his next victim. I mean, I really thought that it wouldn't get any worse, that he was just some kind of charming, good-looking, like, opportunistic gold digger, but it got worse. It got worse. He's a creep, and for any woman that's potentially interested in Salah, you should really just run. Just block him, because he's really not worth it. Okay, guys, that's the end of the video. Let me know if the volume is okay. If you're still here, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. See you in the next video.